Good afternoon and welcome. Today is April 1st, and today I am coming on to do the reading for our full pink moon. And this is going to be the first moon of April. Is it April? Sorry, no, May. May will be the one that has the blue moon at the end of the month. So we only have the one full moon this month. Now, as I've said many times before, I'm using the names that are most commonly used where I live in Ontario. So we do have the full pink moon this month, and it also happens to be in Libra. So it's really interesting to have this moon. This is kind of like one of the first really big spring moons that we have, and being in Libra, Libra is connected with Venus, so we have a lot of balance here. We have a lot of beauty. We have the love of everything that's wonderfully beautiful to look at and to experience. And so that's really a lot of the energy that's around right now. And what's interesting is because with the full moons being times of release, times of letting things go, this full moon is showing us what needs to be cleared out, what needs to be cleaned away in order to make more space for beauty, more space for balance, more space for breathing. And so that's what we're going to kind of be looking and focusing on right now. What we want to look at is the places that would benefit from a deep clean. This is a good time to start spring cleaning, especially because if you're in the cold places like I've been, today was the first day that was really nice to be able to open the windows, even if it's just a crack, just to let that fresh air in, to be able to hear the birds singing all around. And then the other thing with the full pink moon is that, you know, we're also starting to see places where we want to find balance without giving away who we are, right? There's been a big push for this me to we idea of going from the individual person into the collective and being there to support what's going on in the collective. The thing is sometimes we lose the me, and who we are as individuals has a big piece to play. And it's important for us to remember that as important as the collective is, if we give up who we are and hurt ourselves to make the whole collective better or stronger, then the collective loses out, right? So we're going to check in and see what is kind of going on for us right now. So let's see what this full pink moon is bringing. There we go. So we have our 3 cards. Now the questions that we're asking for this pink moon is, where are you over giving? So it brings into that idea of it's good to be there to help the collective, but if you're giving until you're depleted, then it just falls apart. So where are you over giving? And here we have justice. You're overgiving in the places where you feel that you have to make up for something, right? Justice is about accepting the consequences of our actions. The thing is if we're overly filled with guilt, or if there's a lot of shame or there's trauma that we have, we may be overcompensating and overgiving to make up for things that we might perceive that we have to, explain away or make up for or make amends for, that really don't exist. And so this is going to be a really key one. The other thing I want to point out too is justice is kind of the embodiment of Libra. So here we have, when it's looking at like, where are you over giving, what we're being brought into right now with having justice, the major arcana card here, that is all about balance and is all about judgment free and bias free, and being able to make decisions that are the right decisions, right? That's where it's overgiving. Overgiving in the sense of, are you doing things based on emotions? Are you doing things based on the opinion of others? Are you giving away your voice? Are you giving away your ideas? Are you giving away your grounding and your foundation in order to appease others? And so it's important to come back to this idea of what is right and what is just for you, even if it may go counter to what the group wants or what the status quo is. And the idea of justice at its core was never about supporting the status quo. It was about making sure that the decisions that were made and the rules that were in place were right and they were fair. And so that's what we're being asked to look at, and to make sure that we're not over giving in the sense that we're giving away our morals, we're giving away our ethics, we're giving away our values. Then we're being asked what aspects of your relationships may be out of balance. And now we have the Star. A couple of major arcana cards here saying that April is going to be a big month of really coming to terms with things. And when we're looking at relationships being out of balance, this one I find is really interesting, because a lot of times the Star comes in and represents wish fulfillment, right? It's that first star at night where you make a wish to the universe and you expect your wishes to be granted. And when we're looking at it from relationships being out of balance, what it is how are you becoming the wish fulfillment tool for other people, right? So in your relationships, are you stepping in and giving people what it is that they want, or fulfilling the dreams and the ideas of what it is other people want, and holding back on your own and sacrificing on your own? Or are you also doing it without being asked, right? It's this idea of, if you see a problem, instead of just waiting and letting somebody to solve it on their own, or waiting for them to come and ask for help, you're jumping in and saying, hey, I have the solution to that problem. Let me help you. Let me do this for you. Let me, whatever that the outcome is. And so the Star showing up here and saying about being in balance, you need to start looking at making your own dreams come true. You need to put your energy back into fulfilling your own dreams, your own wishes, and let other people be responsible for their own, and step out of having to constantly be the one that's there for everybody else, and be there for yourself. And what areas of your life would benefit from a good spring cleaning? This is one of the first readings I've done in a really long time where every card is a major arcana card. Here we have the Moon. And so what part of your life really needs to have a good spring cleaning? It's the emotional side of your life. It's your relationships. The Moon highlights little bits and pieces. And so what you want to be looking for is the red flags that the Moon has been highlighting, to be able to say, this is going on. This is happening. The Moon also connects to our cycles, to our emotions, to our creative flow, to our intuition. And what we're being told to look at is say, all of the distractions that are keeping you from being able to be inside yourself, and inside, not just about being inside the body, but about being inside the energetic field and the bubble that is all around you, right? If you're being distracted by apps and by websites and by different things, and it's taking you out of your own experiences, and you start to kind of live vicariously through others, or you allow what's going on in other people's lives and other people's situations to lead to, jealousy, or to lead to self-esteem issues, this is what needs to be cleared out. All of the things that, kind of are flowing in over you, you need to be more like water off a duck's back. So instead of being the sponge that absorbs everything, you need to be able to allow these things to flow over you, so that you can allow the waters of your emotion to become calm and really be able to see what's there and what's available. So I tell you, like I said, not only is it 3 major cards, but you've got 3 major power cards. You've got Justice, that's all about making sure that what you're doing is based on your morals, your values, your ethics, and to be, as clear in what's going on, and to see where you might be being manipulated, or where you might be overcompensating for wrongs or slights that, even if they're there, you're probably seeing them as more than what they really are. And then we have the Wish card, right? Like, to me, the Wish is one of the most fortuitous and wonderful cards in the deck, because it's all about having access to the ability to make your dreams and wishes come true. And all we're being asked is to make sure that it's our dreams and our wishes that we're working on fulfilling, instead of those of somebody else. And then, of course, we have the Moon that comes in and says, you know what, we're in cycles, and right now it's a cycle of cleaning, it's a cycle of purging, a cycle of cleansing, right? Because with the Moon also dealing with all the waters of the world and the waters within our system, and healing and cleansing, this is what's really coming forward as well. So April's full moon is really jam-packed with a lot of superpowers as far as where we need to clean house, what we need to clean out, where we need to bring balance. Because the other thing that I love about having these three is these are also filled with such beautiful themes when you look at it. So if you can do the house cleaning, if you can do the reclaiming of what is yours so that what is being contributed to the collective is truly of you, then these are some of the best cards that you would be embodying when you're working from that side of it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Like I said, to me, I'm blown away by the fact that we have 3 major arcana cards coming up for this month, meaning that this full pink moon of April is going to be a powerhouse of potential if we can just clean out and organize ourselves around these themes. So with that said, I'm excited to see you again at the new moon. In the meantime, take care, and I will see you around the webs.